Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to me adjusting my camera again. Am I doing a southern accent through this here?
Vaguely. Hey, how's it going? The Southern Demon. Okay, so howdy. How's it going? When last we left off, we had just finished the Tunnels of Viafall. The start of the dungeon was pretty tough, and after that, things got a lot easier toward the end of the dungeon. Toward the middle of the dungeon, things got a lot easier, and they retained that difficulty for most of the dungeon. Hey, Malekith. How's it going? Let's see. So we have... okay, so we'll probably be... I think we can train at 5. So that'll be good. Oh, right, yeah. I should probably swap to live scene so that people can actually see what I'm looking at. So I hear that the sort thing has been fixed, huh? So I'm going to hit G and see what happens.
I can't carry anymore.
That was interesting. I like the... uh-oh. So you have... So we're in inventory 4, 5. Interesting. Oh, holy shit. Alright, let's take a look. Do we feel like everything was retained? Wait, we had like 6 of these? Interesting. Let's see. Nope, we had 8 apparently. At least. Huh. Well now. Didn't I set... I thought Severia was set as a alchemy character. I could be wrong. Let's see. So we have our legendary here. Our flute. That is what... Ooh, look how many crafting cubes we have. Ooh, that is pretty sexy. Oh, I had a question that you can probably answer, Malekith. I was getting a message indicating that I couldn't increase some of these items anymore. And some of them, I think, were...
There's no room.
Yeah. So... Does item power... So there is an upper limit on how high your gear can go. So that stuff is just capped out. Nice. I was just making sure that it wasn't... that something had been added to make it so that you couldn't increase an item that was like beyond the level of the character who's wearing it, and that was just what I was seeing. So that's very cool. You did miss the Giga Chad sword. But I need to do it again anyway. Wait, why do I have the sarcophagus of Corbu? I don't think I had this in my inventory, did I? Don't mind the sarcophagus of Corbu just showing up. It's the sword just generating a Corbu? Okay. Noted. Alright, let's do this again since we've now set Severia as the...
I can't carry anymore. My pack's full.
as the alchemy person. Oh! We've set her as the alchemy person, and her inventory is empty now. Other people still have stuff in their inventory. So the alchemy stuff is here now. Let's see. wonder if...
My pack's full.
Let's see. I think we broke it. What I'm curious about is whether we're going to get the same result here. This all looks the same, I believe. I don't know that I checked this inventory. The reason that that's like relevant is just because it's an important distinction of whether like anything actually got lost. So being able to like look through and see if it looks the same. So we can certainly reload it up back to our absolute chaos. Let's see. Message I need to worry about. Alright, so we have apparently like 8 crafting cubes in our inventory or something like that. That's pretty cool. Especially because of the fact that it means that we can actually pump thingers. It was good. It was good. We ended up going to the pool, which was nice. I haven't been to the pool in practically since COVID started, like 4 years ago. So, like, that was fun. It's interesting seeing like kids interact with like learning to swim. As someone who was once a child who learned to swim, it's just interesting. Because we were meeting up with friends who have kids, so we went to a pool and it was a good time. It was a very good time. Don't have enough spell points. Well, shit. Okay. We need to go to the training hall and get the training done. That way we have a full set of resources to play with for the Barrows. And hopefully we'll have an okay time with the Barrow. Yes, I definitely intended to come back to here and reboot these barrels because I definitely remembered that I hadn't done that. Okay, so I have looted these. I didn't loot that. I didn't loot this room.
I don't know. We could sell it.
Okay.
It's worthless.
Oh, yeah. It has the plus $40 stats on it, which is convenient. Hey, Scatler. Let's see.
No pain, no gain. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job.
All right. Yeah, it's also nice just hanging out with people that you don't see very often because they live on the opposite side of the world. You know? Like, good times. Let's see here. We need... Keep pumping plate. Keep pumping these. I should have paid more careful attention there. There might be an argument here for finally starting to pump my leather skill. We only have mastery, which is unfortunate. But I guess we can also check. So the leather 36 that we have on Korgrick is, and that's with something that gives 50% more armor, actually. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to keep this character alive against physical damage. It's a non-trivial problem to deal with. I think we were going to leave this at 50 for now, and we are going to start just pumping the ever-loving shit out of leather. Let's do a few things first. So first things first, because it is important that we get Cortal as tanky as we can. You know, that's actually a good call. I feel like Minotaurs should actually be able to dual wield helmets, as well as axes. I think that's only reasonable. Sounds legit to me. Alright. So yes, we're going to... Do I want to do that, though? I don't know that I'm going to get that great of results from doing so. Double scholar cap for Minotaurs. That's very reasonable. Also, wait, we have one other thing that I haven't done yet that I probably should have done by now. What potions have we not made yet? We haven't made elemental resist for Severia. And we haven't made... Have we not made self-resist for Silria, Ashcore, and Korgurg? Oh. So give me a second. I didn't record my weight when I woke up. We are making appropriate progress there. There we go. Find an apple and eat it. What is this madness? Okay. What were we doing? I was looking at potion use. Alright. Elemental and self-resist. Actually, the elemental resistance potion would be a big deal. So yes, we're going to do that right now. So I think we're going to try to actually finish all of the potion making right now, because I should have enough like high tier philosopher's stones to get the job done, I think. So does Clanker's amulet stack with this? Where is Clanker's? Is this Clanker's? Yes. This is only plus 15. Weirdly enough. It says it scales with player level, but it's only plus 15 right now. I think plus 15 is its default value. So I don't think this is actually scaling. Let's see here. And hey, Starbreeze, yes, this is a couple of mods in play. So we're on Merge mod, and we are we're doing Ma, which is a difficulty mod that does a bunch of major changes to the way a bunch of stuff works. Sorry, I had my spreadsheets open, so I couldn't see that message when it came through. Let's see here. What were we doing? Right. So we need to make an elemental resistance potion for Severia, which requires that we find our potion bottles. Right. The other thing that we need is our other alchemy boost, which is the Ring of Fusion, which is somewhere. It's the fairy ring.
I can't identify it.
Don't have Old Nick identified. Okay. What am I doing? Okay. Divine magic. Resilience boost is probably gonna work. Protection sounds like something that could be converted into what I need. Lucidity, power boost. We can make a pure wisdom potion for the other two people if we want. We don't really need it. There's not like a lot of utility there, but if we want to do it for completion purposes, we can.
Ah, perfect.
So this is a very powerful red potion. Swiftness, greater element. So this can't be converted into anything that I need right now. We'll just toss that over. Now, we need you to... I guess we'll just add a blue. We'll just get this done. Just for the hell of it. Because power... We don't... I think power and resilience are done for everybody. Yes. So yes. So we'll just do a pure wisdom potion for... let's do it for Cordric because it's on brand. Because, of course, Cordric has the Scholar's Cap. So we need a blue ingredient somewhere. This is blue.
Great, now we can use it.
Okay.
Ah, perfect mix.
There we go. Pure wisdom. And this is made, but I'm not going to use it yet. Let's... Because I don't know for sure that I have. How many do I need? 4. I don't know that I have 4 Philosopher's Stones, but we'll find out. I presumably do. Alright, so for you, Lesser Element, Divine Restorations, Resilience Boost sounds promising.
Great, now we can use it. Ah, perfect mix.
And we need a red.
Ah, perfect mix. Great, now we can use it.
Fuck. That did not do what I needed. I'm trying to remember what it was that I had converted things to. I'm going to make a magic protection potion, I guess. Because that sounds promising.
Great, now we can use it. Ah, perfect. Great, now we can use it. Ah, perfect mix.
So, self-resistance is definitely
Ah, perfect
going to
mix.
get us where we need
Great,
to
now we
be.
can use Ah, great, now we can use it.
So let's make an orange. So orange, purple, orange.
Great, now we can use it. Ah, perfect mix.
Orange.
Great, now we can use it.
Purple.
Ah, perfect mix. Great, now we perfect
Okay, that's
mix.
2 of these. Now we just need... Right, I also made another resilience boost, so I can make this into a pure wisdom as well fairly easily. So let's just do that before I forget.
Great, now we can use it. Ah,
Okay.
perfect mix.
These are not terribly useful
No room.
at the moment. I'm tossing this into his inventory just because Severia is the alchemist. Alright, so we have self-resistance, and
Ah,
where are you?
perfect mix.
Red. You are yellow,
Great, now we can
orange,
perfect mix. Great, now we can use it.
then another orange,
Great, now we can use it.
and then a purple. We'll require tracking blue down. Do we have blues in this? Yes.
Ah, perfect
There we
mix.
go. Purple is
Great, now we can use it.
red.
Great, now we can use it. Ah, perfect mix.
Perfect. So we now have 3 self-resistance potions. We can add... we can basically make these fully. And then we didn't make Severia's potion either, but we can do it off of this as well, right? Because we can make both elemental and Thinger resist off of this. Perfect. So we're going to do another
Now we can... Ah, perfect mix.
orange. Are you red? You sure look red.
Perfect mix.
Oh, there's blue. There's blue ingredient right here.
Now
Perfect.
We can use... Ah,
Orange,
perfect.
orange.
Now we can use it.
Where's our reds?
Ah, great. Now we can use it.
Okay, orange, purple,
perfect mix.
orange. There we go. So we now have the 4 bases that we need. We need a red and then 3 yellows. So
Ah, perfect. Great. Now we can use it.
then a red, yellow, yellow. Just need 1 red, right? Yep. Okay.
Ah, perfect. Great. Now we can use it.
Red, and then
Great. Now we
yellow.
can... Ah, perfect mix. Great. Now we can... Ah,
Yellow.
perfect mix.
So we have 3 pure self-resistances. Now we just need to go grab those Philosopher's Stones, which should be more than enough to get the job done. I'm going to go ahead and save this. There we go. Nailed it. And we need four Philosopher's Stones. Okay.
Great. Now we
So
can
this
use
is a
it.
224 power catalyst. I actually might not need
Ah,
Philosopher's
perfect
Stones.
mix.
Can I make this using Mercury? The 88 power Mercury might be sufficient. I don't remember what my total modifier is.
Ah, perfect.
178. So what are you?
Great. Now we can use it.
You know, funnily enough, the base potions that we just made are almost good enough to get the job done. Let's see. So we're just looking for a fairly powerful catalyst. Doesn't even need to be a top tier. Ba-ba-ba. Let's see. I believe we're just looking for... what is it, like 165, I believe? So, let's confirm that this one, yeah, this is 178. So, looking for catalysts. And once we've done this, we will basically have everything that we need to get done in terms of our alchemy. There will still be more that can be done, because we'll still be able to make one potion for the basically the wisdom potion for the melees is possible to make, but I don't really need that. The elemental procs that I have are only on Ashcore, and Ashcore has a legendary that allows those to scale off of might. So I don't need the intelligence and stuff. So I'm actually not seeing any more really high level catalysts, interestingly enough. I would have expected to have run into some by now because it's just been a long time. But apparently not. Wait, I have a level 123 catalyst just sitting here. Okay. So, wait, this is 123. That's not enough. That's not enough. Okay. Well, I'm not going to worry about it then. We have this made. The pure elemental resistance will go on you. So that's finally done. Pure self-resistance needs to be put onto 3 people. So everybody but Quartal. So Sylria, Ashcore, and Korgrick need the self-resistance. So I'll put this on you, and I'll put this other one on Korgrick, maybe. I'll do this on Korgrick. You can equip this again. You can equip your proper weapon again. And I believe that we are set with that. So we now have enough elemental resistance to get to the soft cap. What we need for to trigger the body effect. So we're not going to have too low of that. We have what else to do? We have this pure self potion, which we'll need to work with eventually. But I think that's sufficient there. Let's save the game, and we've also pumped the self resists of 2 of these characters. It's going to be very interesting. All right, how are we doing on skills? We haven't actually spent our skills. And I need to decide, am I going to pump the armor on this character so as to... I think yes. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's get our control cubes into the correct inventory, which they already are. And we are going to just start plunging them into...
I can't carry anymore.
This is actually something I don't need, so...
I can't carry anymore.
There we go. So, bloop, 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 bloop. So, this is now plus 51 to all stats and 73 armor. Not quite as high as I'd like, but still not too shabby. We can... So our vitality is up to 76k now. And we're going to save this under danger. And we're going to plump 76 to 86k. That's not terrible. We also can take a look here. Save under danger. We've now got 86.5 versus, before we made these changes, 72. Not honestly that huge a difference considering how much investment we just put into it. But hopefully we'll be able to pump that up over time to get closer to the 100k range. I do think that that's going to eventually pay dividends. So, how good are you with shield? Kind of crappy. Okay. So, you have some choices to make. Yes. I think I have heroism active right now. Yes, heroism is active right now. Let's see. We are going to just keep upping shield because it's the lowest skill. We're going to get shield up to whatever it needs to be at. Are you just casting preservation and Day of the Gods? Is that what you're doing? Day of the Gods and preservation. Yes. Okay. So that's what you're doing. Is there anything else that you're doing? No, right? That's only 60%. Heroism is now percentage based. So it gives 15% plus 0.3% per skill level. So 0.3% times skill level times 5 is 1.5. So it's 30% right now. So this is currently increasing my damage by 30%. Let's see here. What else are you casting? Because you have something small active. It's not any of these. Is it Fate? Yeah, okay, you've got Fate active. So that does mean that it's beneficial for me to put more points into Spirit for her. It's not as impactful as you'd expect, though, because until we get a legendary that allows us to benefit from going over 100% crit chance, I don't think that it matters to go over 100%. So for now, I don't think that we need to worry about that. So we can save this, and what else do we need to do right now? Do we have anything that we need to do right now? We need to pick up food, because I haven't picked up food. Because it was closed. So we're going to go pick up food, and then we're going to head to the Barrow. And we'll see how this goes. Dun, 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 dun. Can we cast fire? We sure can. Okay. So we're going to save this under test. And we're going to try to get oh, shit. Right, I have this. Find a horseshoe and use it. What madness is this? We have... Where did it go? There it is. So this is Mind and Luck. We would want to put that on somebody who doesn't have the thing. We also want it on somebody who isn't capped. So this is a pretty huge amount of resist, honestly. Your rings are probably pretty set, right? That's actually kind of garbage. No, let's give this to Ash. Ash is the one who will benefit the most from getting some extra luck, I think. So, sleep and unconsciousness immunity. I can't really get rid of this, and I can't get rid of this. That is some extremely hot garbage. Especially with all those low values. Endurance and luck we can probably replace the most easily. So we could actually replace it with this. And the hourglasses are for secondaries, though. They're not for thinger. So this is actually a huge, huge upgrade. So let's just slap this on. So what is the weakest item that I now have in my inventory that I can actually get rid of? Man, I need to get an immunity item for Ashcore. it's a problem not having an immunity item. We're gonna go track down one of these barrows. And right, did we establish how many barrows exist? Is it 16? I can just open up a spreadsheet, and because the spreadsheet's already numbered, I can just put a 1 in each column. There's an infinite number of barrows. Oh no. We're gonna be here a while then. Okay, to complete an infinite number of barrows, how much time will that take if we do 3 seconds per barrow?
Come on, let's go in.
Whoa, hello. Alright, so we entered into a fairly simple one. 14% complete. Right off the bat. Okay. That is way smoother than it was before. So that's very promising, actually.
Useless.
I unfortunately do not get that reference.
This is good.
No, it's not. You're a liar. Why are you lying to me? Alright, so we've completed 9. Let's tag 9, 1. Let's see. Sorry, I'm so bad today at clicking the correct things. Alright, we're gonna go to 7. Oh, well that... Oh, is that like a... I'm trying to think of the... That's like a thought experiment of some sort that has to do with optimization problems, right? I think I've like heard this problem, but don't actually remember it, unfortunately. Oh, hello. You go normal. Okay. Normal Magog. Oh boy, this is an issue. We're gonna try to kill the zombie first. Oh, we're in deep shit, actually. We need to... Oh, jeez! Get upstairs, get upstairs, get upstairs. Gotta get upstairs in time. Nope. We didn't get up there in time. Alright, we're gonna try this again. I could have probably just jumped back up, couldn't I? Could I have just jumped back up?
This doesn't look too bad.
It's probably not that. That would have made sense. Okay, these aren't even one-shotting Quartal, so we should probably be fine. But yeah, we do have, you know, demonstration there that we are going to have to deal with enemies being a little tougher than I would like. Can I just tag you from here? Can I get you to walk in a position where I can actually hit you? I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can lock them in while still having range on them. I'm gonna just drop down. We're going to immediately start pumping some of these down, and then we're going to try to jump back out. Oh god, we're in the wrong spot. Where's the okay, there it is. Alright. Ooh, we can't get out of here. Okay, good to know. We're dropping into this corner. Jesus! Why? Why did Silver go down first? Oh man, these barrows. This is great. I'm gonna end up dying more in these barrows than I died in the thinger. It's gonna be great. Alright, we're gonna drop down here. We're gonna try to just jump up here. Alright. Now the hope here is that I'm in a secure enough location to... Holy shit, somebody's HP just plummeting. Alright, okay, so this is the way to do it. To be sure. Sure. Where did the zombies go? Sorry, no. We're not going to die more here than we did versus the wasps. No, but we're going to die more in here than we did in the tunnels of Eofall. Sorry. I need to finish my sentences. That's a thing that I need to start doing. It would be very helpful for, you know, my communication. Okay, have those. Put it around. Put the zombie down. Oh, this was a mistake. It's fine. It's actually not fine. We're gonna hop back here and go. Because we don't actually have the elevator down. Let's trigger it so that we can use it later. Okay. There's a Magog here. I should be able to hit it. There we go. Oh god, that corridor. Okay. Okay, we got one more down. Unfortunately, we are getting whittled down over time because our lifesteal can't keep up with the explosions very well. But we also do have Corvix regen. This is great music. I like this song. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That was rough. Okay. Yeah, the Magogs showing up is trouble. Is there a place I can go where I can actually get a good... Okay, there we go. Can I just go up? I'm gonna try to go up, actually. This is a... Oh, God! This is like a really rough location. And my... Okay, this is an issue. Oh, nope, I didn't hit the switch. Oh, shit. Fortunately or unfortunately, indeed. I think it's fortunate. It's very fortunate for me. You know? I stream for the specific purpose of having people watch it, you know? I enjoy doing things that other people enjoy. Let's see. Interesting. So something just happened. I don't even know what it was. Alright, we're gonna try just pulling these, like, slow enough that we don't, like, go completely out of control. Let's try that as a strategy, rather than trying to get up there, which, if it was a little deeper, it would work better. Let's see. Yeah. I certainly try. I certainly make the attempt. Yeah, I really enjoy, like, doing stuff that people are interested in, both in terms of, like, things people are interested in seeing just generally, but also, like, the nice thing about the Might and Magic series is that there's a lot of games that, like, people are interested in seeing. But I feel like, for my part, I prefer to do things that not only are people interested in the topic, right? They're also interested in my particular take on it, right? Where it's like, I'm actually going to be able to do something unique and interesting with the material. Which isn't really the case with everything, right? Like, not everything that I do is, you know, like, if I'm playing, like, Elden Ring as an example, like, I'm not that unique in Elden Ring, right? Like, you know, I'll do my little arc mode stuff, but I'm mostly doing something that, you know, people have done before. Like, especially because it's like, okay, I'm going to use the biggest weapons I have. Like, it's pretty basic, right? Like, you know, this has been done. It might not be meta. It might be meta. It depends on the, you know, particular FromSoft game I'm playing. But I'm not particularly good at it, and I'm not doing anything that interesting compared to what, you know, else is available. And, but for the Might and Magic series, I feel like, you know, I have something unique to bring to the field, right? And yeah, and I can only do the pushing of limitations with things that I know really intimately, right? Like, and for some things, when I do that kind of stuff, it's like interesting and relevant. For other things, it's like less interesting, either to the people who typically watch me because they're just not interested in the thing that I'm doing, or to just the general public of the game. That is wild that it's that long ago that I did the first run. That's truly wild. Oh, man. I am an ancient decrepit creature. Decrepit is a strong word, actually. After having gone to the pool, one of the things that I was worried about, because I've been on this diet for like a couple of months, and it's a pretty severe diet, right? It's at the cusp of what would be unhealthy if I went any further. So this is 7. 7 is done. And we just did 9. Let's go to 10, I guess. I was worried that I was going to have lost my general health, like my ability to actually, like, you know, stamina, stuff like that. At the very least, temporarily, off of the back of my fairly extreme diet. And I haven't. I've when I was at the pool, I felt great. It was very cool. No problem there. So that's actually a very good sign. And I'm very happy that I haven't... that I'm not going to have to recover quite as much as I might have had to if I was doing things. We're actually getting close to the point where I'm done with the weight loss phase of the diet. And I'm really excited to get into the next phase where we're in the bulking up phase, where I'm going to be putting on a few kgs, and then the thinger. I had originally intended to go down to the weight that I stabilized at when I was in my 20s, but I'm actually not going to go down that low because I'm realizing now that that was a really low weight, and I shouldn't have probably stabilized there. I wasn't underweight, right? But I was not... what's the word? I was on the lower end of, like, the normal end of the spectrum or whatever. And that's a perfectly fine weight to be at, right? There's nothing wrong with being at a weight that low. Except if I'm doing this kind of an extreme diet, it would be a... I think that there's a big difference between going from a weight that is elevated to another weight that's also elevated over where I stabilized when I was younger, at a very fast pace versus going down to a weight that I stabilized at that same pace. That to me seems much more likely to be something that could cause a health problem. So I'm not going to go down that far. I'm going to go down close to it, and then we'll bulk up from a higher value to an even higher value. So we'll be substantially above where I was in my 20s, but my goal isn't to get myself to where I was in my 20s in terms of weight, because I was a scrawny ass. I was extremely scrawny, and I should not be able to get down to that weight if I'm maintaining my muscle mass pretty much at all. So, anyway, yeah. Things are going good on that front. I'm very happy about it. And yeah, I think that the weight that the weight that I stabilized at in my 20s was 150. For reference, I'm 5'10" and a half. So 10 is done. And let's see, we can do 3 now, I guess. And now I think my high weight. Let's find out what my highest weigh-in was 213. So I think I got to 160 at some point in my 20s. I stabilized at 160. But I think that was like my late 20s. So it was like I was at 140 when I was 18. And I stopped growing in height. Then I was at 150 for a while, and then I went to 160, and I stayed at 160 until I was 32, and at 32 I started increasing in weight continuously up to 38, where I am now. So the goal weight that I have right now is... What is my goal weight? Okay. So my initial goal was to get down to 70 kgs, which is 154. That was my original plan. Instead, I'm going down to 75, which is 165 pounds, and then I'm going to go back up to 80, which is probably 170 something. So that's my current intention, because again, like, I don't need to get down to where I was in my 20s, because I don't know that was necessarily an optimal weight to be at in the first place. Oh right, I know you. You're number 3. Oh, we pulled more. All right, so I think for this one we're going to have to do a full brute force right off the bat. Do we have all of the maximization for physical damage? I believe we do. So we're just gonna. Oh, we don't have all of our. Oh, a summoner? That's a problem. And there's enough enemies in this tiny area to get bosses. Oh boy, this is gonna be rough. I don't know how possible this is gonna be. There's gonna be so much damage coming out. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. This is gonna be a struggle. Let's see. We can invis into this room, but I don't think there's anywhere that we could really get that would help us. I was hoping for a legendary to get some like gearing upgrades while we were in the tunnels. We got a few levels, but we haven't gotten anything that crazy. So let's see here. What do we want to pump? We want to pump shield. So we're up to 28,000 or 280,000 vitality on this character. You are going to continue putting points into everything in order. And Spear and Sword probably shouldn't be kept even with Arms Master. Arms Master should be higher, because Arms Master has more of an impact, I think. Though, actually, no. Spear and Sword both give AC. Spear more so than Sword. So, it actually... I'm happy to do it this way. I'm content with that, actually. So, we need to put a point into regen every level, so we've got that. And we've got you... and you, and we're a horseshoe away from level the rest. Oh boy.
I'll save us.
Okay. I'm gonna need bigger healing to make this work. We have the potential... Yeah, actually, we might end up with more reloads than we had with the Wasps. Oh, give me 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. We back. My wife was just leaving the house. Okay. So, we are going to... Unfortunately, itemization, probably not too much that we're going to do with. So, how are we doing on damage right now? Damage is very heavily Ash Core focused right now. You have an almost capped out weapon, so you're not really going to be increasing in damage that much. So it is going to come down mostly to defenses. Invis is potentially useful. What did I just do? I'm going to go ahead and not let whatever is happening continue to happen. I'm just going to close that window. I pressed C while I was in the inventory and then pressed a bunch of other buttons in quick succession, and I have no idea what I did. Let's see. We have spent the skills, right? Yes. So, what do we want to do about this? Right. I was going to do some itemization specifically for healing. So can we do Power Cure? Is that a possible thing to do? Costs us 30 mana to cast. We're going to set this as E. Everybody's going to be injured. And we're going to give Kortal a couple of important pieces of gear. We need the artifact that gives body, and we need our body magic normal ring. We need both of those things. So I don't know what the ring looks like. It looks like this. Spell points int 23. Okay. So we can slap this on. That gives us some speed and some intellect. I need to actually end up asking Malekith how the magic scaling works, especially if I'm going to be eventually doing a caster run. Like, int and personality both seem to do the same thing. Like, do they stack, or are they for different types of effects? Is it like personality for healing and intellect for thinger? I just don't know. Right, I was looking for artifacts, and I don't know that I actually checked correctly for them. Okay. don't see them in this inventory, which is kind of strange. Because where the hell else would I put them? Is that one of them? Yes, it is. So that's Aphrodite. It's actually not one of them. We have... to track down the other ring. The hope is... There we go. This is might. I think air resistance is my highest resist. We're going to get rid of this for now and replace it with a grain. So we should now have an incredibly high amount of bonus here. We have plus 48. Let's see here. The highest between the two is picked. Okay, so personality. So there's no reason to have both intellect and personality at the same time, then? I have enough spell points to cast a single time, I think. Once I have, I can hit an enemy and all right. And so I think I should have enough maximum, but I don't currently have enough. But that's fine. I don't need enough right now. I just need enough to have them at maximum so that I'll hit enemies, which will also be life stealing, and then I'll be tagging a power cure in between. We're gonna see if this works for us. That's a summoner. I'm gonna have to tag the summoner, and I die instantly. That is so much damage. So much damage. That's a Polar Revenant, so this is going to be about the same as what just happened. I need there to not be a boss in this opening, because the boss in the opening is going to kill me. That's a Thorn. We're just going to reload immediately, since we can't even fight it. Alright, let's try this again. The one issue is that if I'm holding E, I am actually going to lose out on Silria's attacks, which means that I'm not going to be getting as much healing out either. Because Shared Life isn't going to do quite as much healing as I would like. There's so much damage. Oh boy. This is going to be rough. Let's cast Invis. We're going to pop in here.
It's a little dark in here.
And there's these are such huge bags. I can get up on this sarcophagus potentially, but I don't think that's going to help me much. It might help me a little bit. That's a summoner, but yeah, I think that summoner wouldn't have aggroed if I didn't go in there. So, oh boy. Barrow 3, you are naughty.
This doesn't look too dangerous. We can
How am I going to deal with you?
It won't hurt us.
How am I going to deal? I don't think this will matter, but it might matter a little bit. It also might matter a lot, actually. I feel like this has actually mattered quite a bit. The damage out... There's a swapper in this pack? Okay, the swapper wasn't hitting me. So...
This doesn't look too dangerous.
We can put you here. That is a adamantite. I don't want to clear that side if possible. I think we have too many hitting us right now. We're going to try this again. The little alcove here is definitely helping. I'm going to try to get into this corner as deep as possible and see if that helps. Doesn't seem to help. We were definitely taking less damage there, and we had a swapper who hadn't hit me once. So unless I got really, really lucky with hundreds of swings, Like, the average over hundreds of swings should balance out. I don't think that that was luck. But it's also possible that it just takes more time for them to come in, and that I don't have the DPS to be able to take advantage of that, really.
This doesn't look
Is
too
there...
dangerous.
Is there a way we can make this happen? It's so much damage. Okay, we are going to try...
This doesn't look too dangerous.
Oh, this is... I think I should just have this. I'm not going to move because if I move, I risk pulling more enemies. So rather than do anything fancy, we're going to just plow through these. So, oops. Unfortunately, that means that we haven't found a solution for this room. Not really. We RNG'd our way into probably a victory here. We've certainly gotten a victory into the opening, just by getting a really, really excessively weak entryway. Okay, we can go ahead and disable this. Incinerate. Why is this incinerate? I don't know how I tagged that to incinerate. I didn't even have the fire field open. Alright. Luckily, we're able to pull these pretty effectively. So it does just come down to this initial room, probably. So this is actually a room that will probably, in future runs, act as a test similar to the Demon Stronghold. Aggro 2, that's fine. As long as there aren't bosses. I don't think a single boss is going to end up being a problem for me in here. I think that these are fairly weak. Sorry, not the devil, the hive. The initial room in the hive that I usually use as like a test to where I jump down in my Magic 6. I think it's called the hive there, right? It's the final dungeon, because at the end of it, you can or sorry, at the very beginning you have that huge pack of enemies that's like extremely difficult to deal with. That you're supposed to, like, you know, pull. This is actually quite a lot of them that we've pulled here. We've also pulled the other side. Oh fuck me. Try to burn through these. Okay, luckily these are very weak. The Barrow Whites, I think, are stronger than these. I say as a Barrow White starts beating on me. Okay. We've cleared the majority of the room, so I think that we're safe from, like, an actual fail state here, pretty much. Unless, like, a boss that's particularly difficult to deal with shows up. But even if we have, like, a boss, I think a boss is mostly going to be fine. Like, this is a boss, right? So this is a summoner. A summoner is potentially dangerous, but not if it gets paralyzed. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's done. That was a lot of amulets off of that. Okay. You the last one? You sure are. Cool beans! Alright. I think I want to make a hard save here. We have the stuff for it, so we're going to make a hard save. And we have now completed 3. So let's press a 1 on 3. And where do we want to go now? We haven't done 12 apparently. So yeah, that wasn't too much trouble, honestly. I'm gonna go to 12. No, I'm gonna go to 4. I'm gonna go to 4. Oh shit. Okay, this is another particularly dangerous entryway, potentially. I say particularly. Honestly, a lot of these entryways are about this difficult. This is very common difficulty for these entryways. This one is more manipulable, though. Because right here I can just immediately jump and I think turn around. And this will protect me from a lot of this. And by a lot of this, I mean all of this. We're actually fully safe here. Perfect. So that is no problem at all. We're all set. We don't have to worry about RNG in this room. It's kind of fun coming into this place with jump, because I pretty much never have jump here, I think. At least not when I would actually desire to jump out of this room. Because usually, if I have jump, I'm probably powerful enough that I can just casually plow through these. And if I don't have jump, then I don't have jump. Alright. So we're clearing through this pack. Nice and easy. I'm not going to loot anything around here until I have cleared enough of the room, because I'm concerned about accidentally clicking on those, because I think those are like a single click. I don't think there's any acceptance dialogue. So we're gonna finish clearing the dungeon before we do anything toward the entrance. Okay, that's all set. Whoa! Hey! How is it going, my friends? I do think that it would be very interesting to try this with the enemies scaling off of every level you get as opposed to just from other continents. I think it would be very interesting to see how hard the later stages of the areas get. Oh, jeez. There's more in there than I expected, honestly. Okay, we should be chill. These are pretty weak. Yeah. It's pretty hard to watch my stream if you're lactose intolerant.
That's no good.
That's
no good.
That's definitely a problem that I have.
That's no good.
Need to be more what's the word? More inviting.
Useless.
Especially because I am, I believe, a little lactose intolerant. I'm not positive, but I have certain interactions if I have too much milk that I believe are probably lactose intolerant. Because I know that my father was lactose intolerant.
We got it.
Or at least he said he was. This is the issue with parents, is that you never fucking know, right? Like, because it's entirely reasonable to think that because I didn't like milk, I didn't want to drink it. So it's entirely reasonable to think that the whole story about how my dad loved to drink milk for his entire childhood, and then sometime in his late teens or early adulthood, he spontaneously became lactose intolerant, and that's why he doesn't drink milk. That could have just been a lie, because he doesn't like drinking milk, but he didn't want the kids to use it as an excuse to not drink it themselves. Unclear.
Victory is ours.
Like which of these worlds we live in. I'm gonna have to ask my mom. My mom would
We don't
know,
need this.
because that would have been a lie that she was involved with. Look, people lie all the time. It's one of those things that, like, I feel like particularly neurodivergent people eventually, like, figure out. I feel like a lot of the time, neurotypical people don't even notice it, because the patterns of the lies feel like the truth, even though they're obviously explicitly not technically accurate, right? The meaning comes through, but if you're not neurotypical, then the meaning doesn't come through when the lie comes through, right? Like the thing that you're saying doesn't necessarily come through clearly when you tell a lie that is meant to be understood as the actual truth. I'm not sure if I'm explaining this correctly, but the basic gist is, like, you say something that is technically untrue with the intention that the person will recognize what is actually meant, right? And that's kind of like the basic social convention of all human interaction, is lying with the intention of communicating the truth, right? You know, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I'm fine, right? You know, it's like, what does it mean to say that I'm fine in this context? Oh, well, it means that I'm not interested in going into detail about the mood that I'm currently in, regardless of whether I'm feeling well or feeling badly. It is not relevant to this conversation, so let's drop that topic, right? That's what it means when someone says they're fine. It never means that they're fine, even if they are fine. That's not what it means within the context of the sentence, right? Within the context of the conversation, it has more meaning tied in. So,
Yes.
anyway. I need to go to number 15, just for funsies.
What lies ahead?
Okay. I think we're fine here. There's an interesting component to the way that people think about communication. Yeah.
There's no room.
There's an interesting way component to, like, communication generally, where people kind of obfuscate the fact that all communication is intentional. All communication is intentional. There's an intent behind it, right? Like, it's not about, like, you know, whether something is technically the truth or technically not the truth. It's a matter of, like, what is the intent that you're trying to cover with this communication? And, like, you can tell, you know, a massive lie and not be deceptive in doing so because you're not intended to be believed. You can tell the absolute truth and be explicitly deceitful because you're telling the truth in a way that is meant to obfuscate something that's perhaps a truth that is more relevant. There's a lot of stuff you can do with stuff. And it's not true that the primary use of communication, of language, is to conceal truth. The primary use of language is to convey truth, right? That's the primary thing. Concealing truth with language is more of like an advanced tactic, right? Because like there's no reason to lie with language as a primary factor, because you're basically it's used for communicating with your ostensible allies, right? Like the communication of birds, the communication of mammals, the communication of basically anything is almost universally rooted first in communicating accurate information to the in-group, right? The people who you intend to communicate information to. Obfuscating that information for people that you don't want, or in the case of a bird, maybe not people, but for obfuscating the information for the purposes of entities that you don't want that communicated to is a secondary effect that you honestly don't really get very much. It's usually just not even worth it to get to that level of communication. For humans, it's something we do as a game, right? But the thing is that when someone is telling the little white lies that makes civilization work, they're not actually lying, right? And this is something that I think is a struggle for a lot of neurodivergent people to actually get, is that like a person who's neurotypical and is telling explicit mistruths about all manner of things are often telling the truth in a language that the person who's not neurotypical doesn't understand, right? They're saying true things, but the true things they're saying are not the words that are coming out of their mouth. It is like communicating a vibe. And it's actually like, I'm fine is communicating like 150 sentences worth of context. Like, especially in the context of like, like you're asking someone in the hospital how they're doing. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're in the hospital for a reason. You're obviously not fine. But, morale is mediocre. We are continuing I am currently performing well enough, right? I'm at a high enough level of performance that I can engage in the social norms, is a big one. I should have labeled these with numbers more than just one. I should have labeled these according to the order that I did them. That would make much more sense. So like, say, if you're in like the hospital or something, and somebody asks how you're doing, and you tell them that you're fine, the communication is not that you're actually fine, right? Like it's like, it's indicating ability to interact with the conversation in a way that is like, according to the normal scripts of conversation, as opposed to like crying. Right? Like you're indicating a degree of mental wellness, which is kind of related to saying that you're fine, but more importantly, you're indicating like, I don't require anything from you right now of like particular I don't require anything of you in particular, which is not meaningfully related to how you're doing. right? Like, you know, whether you need something from this particular person is only vaguely related to your overall mental state, but it is anyway. It's a whole thing. There's so much communication that happens in every communication, and the specific way that you say "I'm fine" also has like a lot of interaction. There's a lot that goes into that. Most of communication does not happen with the words that we use, as annoying as that might be for people who want to convey like clear, coherent, information using only word choice. Sadly, for people of that nature, it's not that simple. Okay, I'm gonna see. Oh, got too close. I think I'm just boned here, but we might be okay. We're gonna try clearing out the ones on the left, because the left we might be able to. I think we're probably just boned. I think that there's too many hitting us here. Those are almost certainly hitting us. So the hope was that we could basically create a funnel. But we could try setting up something similar here. We could try jumping up there, actually. It's a slope, which is a problem for us. But we could try it. I'm actually going to go over here. I'm going to see if I can, like, slow these down enough by just getting into this position to make this work. I doubt it's going to work, but it could. And this might actually work great. I think we're okay here. Very cool. Okay. So these little alcoves are going to really help with the just gigantic swarms of melees that we have to deal with. Oh, we got a regenerating zombie over there. Alright, let's run through there.
He's toast. Got him.
Yeah, one of the issues with like neurotypical people trying to communicate with non-neurotypical people is that neurotypical people don't know the game they're playing because they're just not really aware of it. They learned to play it before they could think coherent thoughts. People start figuring out basic social conventions very young, and they never have to think about it. So, because they never have to think about it, they don't really understand what they're doing, and they don't really understand why other people are struggling to understand what they're saying. Because to them, they said something... To them, they said a thing in clear text, in just plain text, but they actually sent a series of fairly complex code to the other person, and expected them to be able to parse it. So, and then one of the problems that, people who are not neurotypical have is that they can't tell the difference between different styles of lie. To a large degree, like a thing that's technically inaccurate can often be thought of in the same light as something that is like an attempt to obfuscate the truth. And it's like, well, no, they're not actually trying to obfuscate you from understanding. They're trying to communicate accurately to you. It's just that they're using syntax you don't comprehend. Anyway, I spent a lot of time translating people's behavior to other people in my life, so it is. Yeah, it can be very difficult to communicate with words the things that are in our heads. Because our heads contain a lot more than plain text. There's just so much context that goes into our comprehension of things.
There's no room.
It won't fit.
Like, I used to think that I thought in language. Like, that I thought in, like, explicit, like, you know, oh, yes, I think in terms of, you know, basically just, like, the English language. And it wasn't
You
until,
don't need this.
I don't know, probably sometime in the last 5 years, maybe 10 years, that I realized that, oh, no, I don't think in terms of language. I think in terms of this really bizarre lattice structure of vaguely related concepts and ideas that I then translate to language in order to communicate it across.
We don't need
And the communication loses information every time because you can't.
This is nice.
It's like trying to put an Excel spreadsheet into like a plain text document. Right? Like, there's no way to make a plain text document an Excel spreadsheet. Even if you format it incredibly painfully, you can get something that is in like similar, right? But it doesn't have the underlying data built into it, so anything breaks down the second that you have to like. The second that you have to communicate it on anything more than just a sort of like directly explanatory level. All right, we have done 1. We have not done 2, apparently. So we're going to pop into 2. Let's see. Okay, we're in trouble here. Yeah, this is great, actually. I'm quite happy with the Barrows. Sleep well, live forever and ever. We're going to try to just beat this down because I don't think there's a boss in this pack now. I think we might end up needing to. We probably will end up needing to do thinking up here, but maybe not. Ooh, that's a problem. Shit. Ah, so sad. See you later, Malika. Sleep well. Oh, God. I think I'm going to... Oh, wait, yeah, I can jump into these. All right, before we try to do an invis strat, we are going to try just jumping back into the thing. I can definitely try it out once I get out of the Barrows, if I remember to. Like that, it's not difficult for me to just like copy the thing over and do it. I just don't want to do it while I'm in the Barrows because of the. I'm very panicky whenever I have the inability to save, so I'm just like. All right, we're gonna cast Invis because I think we need it.
What lies ahead?
We have 2 bosses in this room. Fuck. And this is not what I thought it was. Alright, that's very unfortunate, because I think that if I had gone to the right place, I would have been able to get that room done. I went the wrong direction, unfortunately. So, basically, we're going to just hit A. We're going to kill the thing behind us first. And then we're going to use this corner to get the job done. Yep, we're all done here once we finish the Barrows. we've already cleared through the tunnels of Viafall, so at that point we can kind of do whatever we want. It's kind of tempting to jump to the Land of the Giants, actually. I think that would be really funny to do. Not really sure. I think I might do Nyone, just because I really like Nyone. And it's kind of fun to do a bunch of other stuff first. I think I'm not going to do Land... Oh, shit! I aggroed a bunch of enemies over here. This is an issue. Wasn't paying enough attention. And could have easily boned... I was wondering why I was taking so much damage all of a sudden. Okay. We need to clear out these. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to do Nyone next. I think that Nyone is the place that's the most fun to just jump into. And that'll also give us the ability to town portal to Nyone. There's a lot of fun dungeons to do there. I don't think I'm going to go to Land of the Giants until I'm supposed to go there for the plot, because of the fact that it is it's like basically going to be the hardest area in the game, and I would like to do it later on because it's like I want to see what the most late game version of this party can do, and that's hard to do if I clear the Land of the Giants at such an early stage, because it's like, well, where am I going to go to test, right? So I would like to keep that area clear for that. The other thing is that because I can't do... Is it again the Hive in 7? Since I can't do the Hive of 7, at least I don't think I can, until I have progressed with the plot more. I don't have a particularly strong reason to go there. I feel like it makes sense to not go there if I can't do all the dungeons. Like that, you know, Garrick's Forge rules are all well and good, but Garrick's Forge rules don't really apply that strongly to areas that I could just not go to if I chose. So we will, I think, do Nyone next, and then once we've done Nyone, we can head back and start doing the early game quests. Do we want to do Bracada Beta first? Bracada's going to be easier, because we don't have to do the Watchtower. The Watchtower, I think, is immediately hostile to us. Actually, can we even enter the Watchtower? That might be locked, too. I don't know. Let's see. Well, the Watchtower's quest is for that, but we have to clear all the dungeons first anyway. So, like, it's not that we need to for the quest, it's just that every time we enter an area, we're clearing all the dungeons that are in it. Useless. With the exception of dungeons that we're not intending to clear. But the Watchtower we are definitely going to be clearing. And the enemies are, I think, already hostile. I think that we're just not supposed to be in there. So, but again, it depends, because if we need a key or something to get in there, then that changes the dynamic. But either way, that's going to be a really hard dungeon. That is a dungeon that has a lot of like big open spaces with ranged attackers that are going to be really difficult to deal with. If I can get into the green in the initial room, which I don't think the elevator is large enough to get us into the green with the enemies up top. But if we could get into the green there, we could like go up and do like basically fiddle with the switch and get the bridges where they need to be. Go up, clear, and then come back down to to re-invis, and then set up the bridges again for the next pass, and just rinse and repeat like that. That's a thing that we have the hypothetical ability to do, and would be potentially valuable. But it is... regardless, it's going to be a pretty... it's going to be a pretty difficult dungeon, I believe. That's going to be one of the harder dungeons in the game, I think. Based off of just my recollections. Especially because of the fact that, like, the ghosts and things like that are never going to get, like,
It might be useful.
as trivial as they would normally be when you reach the point in the game that you're dealing with that dungeon. Like, the necromancers are spawning groups of 3, and there's so many necromancers. Like, right off the bat, there's a billion necromancers. I just realized that all the rats seem to be gone. I just now noticed that. Okay, we're gonna try... Oh, we can hit the switch button there. It's a little concerning, actually. There's the concern that we're eventually going to have a boss beating on us. Okay, we can hit it from here, and it can't hit us. Perfect. Okay, well. Okay, we can leave now if we want. We don't need to. I do think it's kind of cool that, for the most part, in these dungeons, the hardest part of the dungeon is just the opening. It's not something I would want for every dungeon by any stretch of the imagination, but as a thing for the Barrows, I really like it. I appreciate it. Like, as a thing to have as this sort of, like, unique type of dungeon. How are we doing? We got more legendary plate. It's got speed and accuracy on it. Are we going to have a desire to equip that at the moment? This is already an improvement over this from a DPS perspective. So that is great. I was worried that I was going to struggle to find an improvement
I can't carry anymore.
for from a DPS perspective for that. So that's a huge find.
We don't need this.
Yeah, we just used a bunch of them. We just used a bunch of them to level up our leather on Cortal. So, God, that's so useful. Man, it'll be really unfortunate if we end up dying here, huh? It would be a very sad thing, to be sure. Man, the Barrows are such a cool dungeon. Very high. give me a second. Believe it was best classified as completely out of control quite a while ago. So damage per second is 66,675. Currently 51% of the damage in this party. You know, like, pretty high. Pretty high. Oh, that one's outdated? Okay, so. Yep. Pretty sizable numbers here.
Useless.
Okay.
That's no good. That's no good.
And we have a quest item in here, actually. That
No
I
room.
No space.
Won't fit.
had even forgotten about. I never actually picked up the quest for this.
That's no good.
Okay. Let's see. Potentially. I think that it's probably fine as long as you're not going to be meaningfully popping into the millions. Right? Like, oh, that was with disease. So without disease, it's 80. But yeah, Ash is pretty fucking crazy. You know, this keeps happening. Ash just keeps going out of control. Alright, that is 2 done. I'm actually going to label 2 as 2, and I'm going to start calculating when I go to places. So 11, 14, 13 are all, and 5. So 5 we've been to, but we haven't been to any of these other 3. So let's go to 14 first, and we might have to just come back to here. Oh god. This is gonna be one of those problem areas, isn't it? Do we have? No, we don't. Okay, we're gonna immediately cast Invis because there's no shot that we. Let's see. Yes, he's also debuffing the physical resist of the enemies.
This doesn't look too dangerous.
So that was pretty funny. Well, that was a useful Invis cast. I'm glad we did that. Okay. This is gonna be rough. Oof. Okay. I could try just immediately jumping backward so that we can try this. I don't know how this is going to play out, honestly. I think this is going to go badly for us. I don't think this is sufficient to get the job done.
I'll say help.
That is not sufficient to get the job done. Also, I think Ash got paralyzed there. We would like...
Doesn't look too dangerous.
Ooh. There's no shot that we're going to get through to the next room, right? Can try it. Alright, we got through to the next room. We did aggro the enemies in the process, but we got in. So we might be able... I'm going to burn through these first, actually. Okay, we might be able to make that work. If we can get into... Yeah, we're going to have to basically sneak through these. Why are you like this? You weren't like this last time. Well, shit. Huh. That's trouble. Because this they have too much of a straight shot here for me to really have a chance to get through that way. That's a sloped corner. I don't think I want to work with that. We're gonna do our best here. It's not gonna be sufficient, but alright. Whew. Fuck. Okay. We got through, or we got close to getting through. Okay. I think we'll have a decent chance of getting through in this initial bit. Okay, we got through this. Whoa, buddy! I think I got into a bad position here. Yeah, I think that they're gonna rotate in. Let's... Okay. I'm gonna load this. I don't think I'm gonna try to get into that room. I think I'm gonna just try to get into this room. So from here, ooh, I'm in a bad position. Alright, let's try this. I think I might be too far away from the door. I could also try jumping on top of that thing, honestly. I don't think that's gonna work. The issue is that when I go into this next room, I'm aggroing the enemies from the next area.
This doesn't look too dangerous.
So what I could try doing is I could work on this, and I just don't think this is gonna work out. This is a very small pack outside of the boss that's here. That's a thorn remedy, so we're probably boned here.
I'm not.
Yeah, we're boned. Okay. This is going to be a difficult one. We can try getting to the very end here. Fuck.
I'm not.
Stop this from just obliterating us. Okay.
It's a little dark in here.
Fuck. Okay, well, that's definitely. If I can try getting in all the way,
I love it.
like if I can get all the way through here, I don't think I can go through that gap. But if I could get through to the next room, there's the possibility that there's a thing in that room that I can use to my benefit. And some of that's going to involve RNG, and some of it's just going to involve patient and meticulous movement. And you can see that
Well,
sometimes you just get tagged. I think I am going to just stand right here. No, long toward me. I think we might be able to make this work.
where is the enemy?
Alright, well, that was silly. Why are we so helpful? Alright, well. Thank you for acquiescing to my request to get beaten up. Alright, this is too many. I'm gonna dive in here, actually. There's not that many in this particular spot, so this corner might actually work better. Because with this corner, I might be able to... unfortunately, I've got a leecher on me that's gonna really fuck me up bad. Okay. So this is the corner. This is the thing. So by being in this corner, we're avoiding aggroing the entire pack from that room at the same time. So as long as I can handle the room in this, we should be okay. I think we're okay here. Okie dokie. Okay. Okay. Is the leecher paralyzed or something? Probably not, right? No. I just wasn't taking anywhere near as much damage as I was expecting to. Alright, let's go. Whew. It's all a matter of finding what positioning you want. Like, Positioning is really so clutch in a game like this.
That's no.
So important. Okay, you have a few coming in here. Okay. There we go.
Victory is ours.
All right.
We could sell it.
Mission successful. As long as we don't get ourselves killed in a dumb way, we should be able to finish this dungeon. And I could just leave to get the autosave, but I'm not going to. I don't think I need to. I don't think that's necessary. These are fairly weak for the most part, so I'd need to really pull quite a lot in order to run into a real problem. The other thing I want to do, actually, let's take a look at our DPS proportion. The DPS proportion hasn't changed meaningfully with the acquisition of this new plate, which is not surprising. Oh boy. I could, yeah. We could definitely get that done. I guess we might as well, right? We'll do that after we, there we go.
It might be useful. Oh.
Okay, we finished up this barrow. Not too shabby. And we can do another save, but first, let's slap the things into this. Can I use the emeralds? I should have some.
We don't need this.
Alright. 20.
Now here's something.
It's plus 20 body. Don't need it. Oh wait, do I have the? I have the body ring on that I don't need. So swap you. Swap you. Done.
We could sell it.
Okay. Anything else that we need?
It might be useful.
Jump.
Okay, this gives elemental resists, a shit ton of AC. It's potentially going to be
Nope, there's no
valuable
room.
for you. It's a
No room.
pretty big boost. To our, want to do that? We're losing out on some might. We don't need might. We don't need no stinking might. We're gonna put it here. Yeah, let's go for it. Slap that on. Give ourselves 92% in all resists. Good times. Now then, we have a shit ton of these. Where's our emeralds? So here's a crafting emerald. And we do, unfortunately, need to
My pack's full.
do the emeralds first. So let's track down our crafting emeralds because we found a few of them in here. It's not these.
Let's leave it behind.
I don't think we need all of these. Put them in there anyway.
It might be useful.
Next. We have another crafting cube. That's nice. And we have... Let's do it. I'll be fairly surprised if we hit 100k DPS by upgrading this chest right now. Though I guess we could probably pretty easily hit it. I mean, anytime we get into a group setting where there's like a bunch of enemies, we're going to be probably getting well past 100k. Like within... I want to keep those stats. Keep what stats? Oh, speed and accuracy? Yeah, I think speed and accuracy are good for Ash. That hypothetically might be more valuable. But accuracy giving the crit modifier when we have nearly 100% is, I think, a good idea. And haste is good for a character who's in part just dedicated to debuffing. Speed and accuracy I'm very comfortable with. So there we go. And I guess we could also slap one of these on here just for funsies. There we go. So that's another +2 to all stats. So that's 84 grand. It's a pretty significant difference. We're going to be able to definitely get Ash to... If I would venture a guess, I think that we're going to be able to get Ash to maybe 150 grand by the end of the game. That may seem high, but we have a lot of extremely weak items. Like, this is 33 speed and 33 might. This is a very weak item, but it gives us the sleep and unconsciousness immunity. This gives death and eradication immunity, 48 might, nothing else. We have an intellect ring on. Like, there's so much room for really massive improvement, even ignoring the stuff where it's like, this is just low level. I could upgrade this by a lot just by improving the power of that. So I think that we'll have the potential to get Ash into a really, really crazy position. Let's see. Well, for Ash, the stuff that is extraordinarily weak is stuff that's giving me immunity to stuff that I need immunity to. So until I get until I get the right stuff, I don't really need to worry about it that much. And the two rings that give like weird stats like int, this also gives 33 to all stats. Very few rings are going to give me as good an effect as 33 to all stats, just on their own, right? So like, while it's weakly itemized for Ash, it's still a very potent ring. It's potent enough that like, this is not going to come close to plus 33 to all stats for Ash, right? Even though it's much better itemized. So we can go ahead and save this under dungeon. We just cleared 14. So let's put this 3 here so that we have an idea of when we did it. Let's see here. We have 15, we have 12. We haven't done 12 yet. Have we done 8? We have not done 8 yet. So we haven't done a lot of these. I'm going to pop over to 8 first, I guess. Let's just go to 8.
Come on, let's go in.
Interesting. There's nobody at the entrance. I was like, oh, did I actually already clear this? And then I looked at the map and I'm like, no, I haven't actually. Weird. How good is this compared to... This is wild. Oh, this is only level 113. Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, how is it that I'm struggling so much to find an upgrade for Cortal's weapon? Cortal has a lot of growth potential as well. Cortal's weapon right now is fully garbage. Let's see. This is a very tiny area, honestly. We've already killed 44% of the enemies in this dungeon. So this is going to be basically free.
Jump. Jump.
Oh, interesting.
Useless.
Okay.
Useless. That's no good.
Okay, body resistance. Oh, hello. Yeah, this is not even going to have enough enemies to have a single boss in it. Like, very, very quick and dirty.
This will do. We could summon.
If it wasn't boots, it might be worth looking at this, just because we have the +4 to all stats that we can very trivially get. But probably not worth it. Alright, we're gonna move on. We've cleared out this dungeon. I don't think that we need to save after clearing this dungeon. Let's see, this is what, dungeon 8? Okay, 8 is 4. Arena mode with Discord rankings. I think it sounds cool. It's not really my, like, field of interest, but it's a cool idea that I could see people really enjoying doing. And it would also give a really solid way to kind of give like a check in on like the like extreme late game balance, because of the fact that people would be trying to like min-max the shit out of it in order to get like like from a QA perspective, it has like a lot of utility. It's a very fun idea just principally, that I think is cool. And arenas are just great, right? Like, I love arenas, to be clear. I think that they're a lot of fun. The reason that I say it wouldn't really be my thing is, like, I'm not attempting to be competitive in this space because of the fact that, like, I am a competitive person occasionally, but I'm not competitive in, like, situations where I'm like in a public, I'm a live streamer in this space. Like, I don't want to be competing with, the other people in this space necessarily. That might sound weird. That's just the way that my brain works. But I would certainly engage with it. I just wouldn't engage with it in the way that I would engage with it if I was anonymous. If that makes any sense. But that sounds like a great idea, honestly. I think that that's very cool. Thorns? Well, on the plus side, it's paralyzed. So we should be able to burn through the others. No, stop hitting the Why are you... Oh my god, my party's gonna die because they randomly decided to start beating on the Thorns enemy. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding? I had that fine. I had the cursor over a different target, and it randomly decided, oh, let's hit the thorns fucking white. How dare. I think I would have been fine if not for that. It might not seem like it, because I was definitely taking more damage than I was pulling in and healing, but the reason is because I had 2 people unconscious. So I was losing lifesteal to that, you know? So I'm going to actually start hitting the Swift Barrow White. I think that makes more sense. That will actually permanently decrease our damage better. We need to play better than that. I should have been going after the Swift immediately, because the other ones are not going to... It doesn't reduce how much damage I'm taking to hit enemies that are going to be replaced by other enemies. So, like, this corner here is a valuable place to start wiping enemies out of, because they're not blocking each other from getting hit. Hitting this Adamantite Revenant is a weird choice, because it's not currently hitting me. So it's a weird choice in terms of, like, oh, well, you know, you're not reducing your damage taken. I'm also not going to increase my damage taken when I start killing the enemies that are going to fill the location that it's... or sorry, when it fills the location of an enemy that we're doing. So, well, that made sense. Perfect. So we cleared that. Not too shabby. That's a fairly strong, but not, like, overwhelmingly strong pack. And because of the size of this area, you pretty consistently are going to get exactly 1 boss in that pack, I think. Because that pack is going to be the bulk of the enemies in the entire zone. I actually like this opening a lot. I trained in Eofall. Or sorry, I trained immediately after Eofall, so probably not that many. I could get 6 levels. I mean, that's pretty good. But yeah, right before I went into the Barrows, I did train. So I have a lot of EXP banked though. Not in terms of, like, anything too crazy, but I do have quite a lot of quests that I have now finished by coming to the Barrow Downs that I didn't have finished before. So, that are going to be probably worth quite a bit because they're pretty high level quests. So I have, like, as an example, the Portraits quest. That quest is done now. So all of that experience, I'm going to be able to just teleport over to Talia and get that once I get out of the Barrows. So we have quite a lot of experience coming our way. Let's see what else we have. We have the large Seriously Round Crystal for the telelocator. I don't remember where Verdant is in this universe, but this quest is done. This quest is done. We've destroyed all the undead. We have the 3 paintings, and we have a quest that's not in my log for the item that we just picked up a little bit ago. So this is 5. Alright, so we have 11, which we haven't been to. We have 6 that we also haven't been to. We have 2, we have 8. So let's go to 11. Get that done. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is going to be a problem. That's not going to be a problem. It's going to be an invis. So this is a pretty big room, and there's a shit ton of enemies in this room. But it should be okay as long as I can get behind a corner in a timely manner. So I fucked that badly. I might not even need that corner. I might be able... There's a doorway there. There's a door. So I might be able to literally just get... oh, this isn't that many. I'm actually going to go stand here. And I'm going to try just standing here. Because I think that the enemies in the room with me are not a problem. But I think I have the boss hitting me. I think the Thorn Blade is hitting me from here. Alright. I don't know if I'm going to want to use that. It kind of varies depending on where the big ticket enemies are. But like if I stand here, I can potentially. I don't want to hit those. I want to hit these. This is gonna be kind of rough no matter what I do here. I think.
I'll save it.
Also, wait, does telekinesis not drop invis actually?
What lies ahead?
I think when we used telekinesis on that chest, it didn't drop invis. I could potentially use telekinesis on this door from afar. I don't know why I would need to, actually. But let's see here. So we've got this room here. This room might be valuable to us, but it probably isn't going to be that important. We could just try to get into this corner here. If I got into this corner and really deeply buried myself on this sarcophagus, which I can't even get on top of apparently. I probably could have if I didn't fuck it up, right? Oh, that's a swapper. Oh, we're dead. We're fully dead. No shot. The fact that I fucked up the jump is a problem. I think we're probably going to want to not... Oh, God damn it. There is a boss right here. It's regenerating boss. We're just going to pop in here. Ooh, this is a problem. This corner is bad for me because the regenerators... The regenerator has like a clear line of sight to me, so they're just going to walk straight to me. That's a problem. Okay. Okay. We're most likely going to get this by just RNGing our way into a fairly weak pack. Like, this doesn't even have a boss in it. So, actually, I am going to just pop in here and try this way, because there aren't a lot of really great setups over there. And, oh, that's interesting. This worked way better than it did the last time, right? This is the first thing I tried, right? Wait, did I not try just jumping in here? It might also make a difference if I jump in here before I invis and after I invis. Because these all the ones in here filtered so perfectly to where I needed them to be. Alright. This is all going fine. Okay.
Victory is ours.
You know, I actually don't think that it's fair to say that I'm competitive in other contexts.
It's worthless.
When I have like when I have like the anonymous ability to do like competitive stuff, the thing that I'm enjoying is having whatchamacallit, a
We could sell it.
a standard to compare against. I'm not the thing that I find interesting is not the actual, like, I'm not trying to win, because I'm always doing some sort of arc mode. So if I'm like on even footing with other people, like we're both playing with the same like deck, I actually don't find competition that interesting. I only find competition interesting if I have a handicap. Like, and in my interpersonal life, I actually really enjoy like playing with. I enjoy playing competitive stuff with other people in my life, but only when I am playing something that I'm really, really good at, and I stack the deck so thoroughly in in their favor that they still win. Like, I think it's a blast to play like Smash Brothers with like 6 people and do like a 5v1. Like that's my idea of competitive play. So, like, true competition where people are on, like, an even playing field is something that actually doesn't really interest me that much. Just because I think it's, like, a social anxiety thing more than anything else. That would be my thinking. Okay, so we have 11 and 12 to do still. What is this? No, we don't have 11 and 12 to do because we just did 11. So this is 6. Then we have 6 next, and from there we need to do 12. Single white. 7%. Okay, so this is going to be a very weak one. Though, you know, if enough of them come in at once, it could be a problem, right? I might actually... I think I might end early today. I might end at 12 instead of Thinger, because I actually did not eat breakfast this morning, which is something that I haven't done pretty much since starting my diet. I can't skip meals because I don't have enough calories coming in to skip meals. So normally I skip meals all the fucking time. All the fucking time. The last 2 months since I started my diet, I have not skipped pretty much any meals. So rather than go all the way to 1, I might just go to noon so that I can get food in my stomach earlier. That way I have an appetite around dinner time. Because if I wait too long, like if I eat at like 2, because I don't have any food that I can eat immediately. If I eat at like 2, there's the risk that I don't have much of an appetite when it's time for dinner, which. Again, I can't really afford to. I can't afford to have fewer calories than expected. That's not a thing I can do. Okay, so we've done 13. So 6 is done. 6 is 7. I think we're going to, because we are already here, we're going to go do the Ankh one. And I don't think I've seen a 16. I think 15 is the highest that I've seen. So we have one more dungeon to do after this Ankh.
What lies ahead?
And then we'll be done with the Barrows. So we might actually be done before noon. But I actually really like playing games that are ostensibly competitive in a non-competitive way. The only problem is that sometimes other people will try to actually win the game in a way that interferes with me playing the beautiful game, right? I don't even remember where I picked that up. I guess it's from several different fantasy sources, but like the idea of playing a beautiful game is one that I really enjoy. Like digging into a strategy not with the intention of winning, but with the intention of maximizing whatever the elemental embodiment of that strategy is something that I really delight in games. The problem is that in a lot of games where you would do that, when you're playing with other people, they'll be trying to beat you, and they'll interfere with your beautiful game. And then I'm like, "Rawr! How dare you!" I get very angry when people upset my beautiful game. Which is why I shouldn't play competitive games with people. It's a problem. Oh, right, I didn't talk to the guy. We're gonna have to come back to this place because I didn't talk to the monk. Oops. So that's another quest that we have functionally complete, but which we don't actually have complete because I didn't talk to anybody in Harmondale. I just skipped all the Harmondale quests. Come on. Come on. Buddy, get with the program. You gotta pick up the quests. Okay, so we'll just use the Lloyd's Beacon to beacon out. Oh, we can probably just put a beacon here, can't we? Yeah, let's do that. We'll put a beacon in this dungeon, and then we can just beacon straight to here, and then we can replace the beacon once we have. Once we've gotten the... I guess we can just replace the beacon immediately. We can basically beacon back to here, and then leave to the Dwarven area after that. Yeah, I think I am going to end early. It's tempting to do all my questing, like do all the quest turn-ins and stuff like that today. But I'm feeling hungry, and feeling hungry while I'm alive is unusual, both in terms of the fact that I've usually eaten, but also even when I haven't eaten, a lot of my basic indicators of, oh, you need to deal with this problem that my body has, they don't really activate while I'm live streaming. So if I'm actually getting that, then that would indicate that I need to resolve that problem. Okay, we're going to put down a beacon. We'll set it in the Shadow Guild, I guess. We'll just set it in Kriegspire, because the Kriegspire one isn't going to last long enough. Anyway, and then we can... I guess technically I could teleport to it now. Not now, but once I finish the last one. So we can go to 12 from where? I'm going to go to 11. And from 11, we can go to 2. It's 2 gets me to 11, 14. All right, so let's go to 14. Because I think I saw 12. Well, yeah, there it is. I think once we finish this one, which is, I remember you. I don't know if this is going to be sufficient or if I'm going to be just burned down here. We'll find out. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough, but we got pretty close there. I'm not going to invis. I'm just going to... I'm just going to be more aggressive with my backing off. I'm going to take out the ones on the left first, because the ones on the left are less likely to get immediately replaced. So that will reduce the total amount of damage the party's taking, because everybody's sort of layered up on the right side there. Okay. unfortunately. Yeah, if Cortal had a bit more survivability, we would be in really good shape here, I think. Cortal has pretty good amount of lifesteal, so part of the problem that we're running into is losing the lifesteal off Cortal very early in the fights and repeatedly during the fights, so that I have to hit a shared life instead of just continuing to hit. Silveria's healing is not that crazy because Silveria doesn't do very much damage, so the lifesteal just isn't that good. But Silveria does have the additional healing coming out from the Seraph effect, which is fairly significant, right? That's a fairly significant amount of healing that's coming out. So, these have jumped down. I think we don't need to do anything special here. I think we can just plow through these. I should have cleared out the ones up top before I started booking my way down here. Okay. Okay. That's done. We're at 60%, so we've cleared the majority of the dungeon already. It's just this crafting. Okay. I really like this thing. I think it's very cool. The doors here open each other, which I think is great. That's a great idea for the dungeon, the doors, where like you click on this and the door doesn't open, but you hear a door opening and you're like, what's happening? And the answer is
It might be useful.
the other door opened. There we go. I'm like, you're supposed to be able to click on this door. Oh, hello. Alright, we've cleared the majority of the enemies in here. This is the final section of Barrows. We're going to stand here because it's more likely to siphon them off a bit more smoothly. Hit the ones that are behind me. And it wasn't really necessary. I probably could have just handled that entire pack at once without too much difficulty, but that is a really low-level gem. Holy shit.
He's toast.
No, that's an actual amethyst. Never mind. Never mind. I might want to...
Useless.
Excuse me. Done. So dungeon complete. We got some more crafting materials.
Yes.
Got some Dark Knight plate. And yeah, we've actually gotten, I think, very lucky with legendaries this run. I can't say like how lucky we've gotten in terms of like the total number of legendaries that we've gotten, because I don't know what the like expected rate of acquisition is. But in terms of usability, we've gotten really quite solid luck. We don't have that many legendaries that we can't use. And the legendaries that we weren't using for a long time are still things we could use, right? Like, Cortal could swap from an axe build to a shield build, right? We could swap to a shield. I'm not intending to, but that's a thing we could do if we wanted to. And I believe we are done, right? This is number 12. Number 12 is done, which means that we have 1 through 15 with numbers attached to them all, which means that we should have cleared everything. So from here, we can just TP out of this dungeon. We don't need to do anything else in the area, I don't think. I'm going to go ahead and do a save under... let's replace Pre-Krieg with Barrows done. And I think we will continue on with this tomorrow. I'm gonna go get some food. We're gonna get some nummies, and then I will yeah. So tomorrow we have a bunch of quests to turn in. We also have quests to pick up. And then immediately we can just TP back here and turn... Actually, you know what? I'm going to do one thing before I do anything else. We are actually going to TP back to Castle Harmondale. We are going to pick up the monk quest immediately because I'm going to forget that I need to do this. And so we're going to grab the monk quest. We're going to grab this other quest. I'm not going to turn in the chime quest.
Do you need medical attention?
I'm not going to turn it in. I am going to pick it up. The reason I'm not turning it in is that I want to look at my experience before I turn in all these quests, and then turn in all these quests, and then see how much experience I have after I've turned them all in. I think that'll be fun. I can't do that if I turn one of them in immediately, right? So, you are not the person... Hello. Alright. So, we are going to... go to our Zokar's Tomb Beacon, and then we are going to just save under test. I think that seems reasonable. Yes. So we're going to save under test. We're now sitting on 6 food. It doesn't matter because we have the ability to teleport around now. We have all the quests that we're supposed to have, and we have the ability to turn them in. So next time we will start turning in all these quests. We'll get probably quite a lot. We got 8 levels worth of experience from just clearing out all these dungeons, and hopefully we'll get a shit ton more from turning in all these quests. I'm looking forward to it. We'll probably have at least 10 levels once we finish. We might have more like 15 levels. We might even have up to 20. I don't think we're going to have 20 levels, but you know, it's possible. We'll see. So that's going to be it for now. So thank you for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure streaming for you today, and I hope to see you again tomorrow when we will be probably doing Nyone. I think we'll go to Nyone next. Why would we do the low-level areas when we could do the high-level areas? Later, folks.